Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Miller's Cornfield public match for you, but before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. With that being said, server pop right now is 165-ish. It is about 6 o'clock Eastern time on February 8th. Inbalance right now is 7 towards the CSA side. Artillery-wise, CSA has 6, Union has 9, so imbalance overall is about 8 towards CSA side. Officers for today, for CSA, you got Huevos, you got NC Layton, you have Willie Pete, you have Adam B. Cornuzia, no one for artillery, whereas on Union side you have no one. You have KP first, you have Hazel, McLovin, and then no one there for the artillery. So let's get into our round. Server pop will probably increase as the round progresses, probably get up 30, 40 people by the end of this. Of course, we'll see how long it takes for this round to go. What is Union Infantry doing over here? Anyways, Miller's Cornfield. It's an interesting map. That's all corn. Point of contention's in the center of the corn. What is going on? Everyone's so... Why do you have CSA infantry all the way back here? Is that artillery?
Whoa, why are we getting involved by our own team? Yeah, where is our flag bearer?
What are they doing here?
He's right here.
Let's shoot back.
Oh.
On the bush.
What?
He's staying hidden.
Alright. Company, double click with me up here.
I don't know what they're doing. Anyways, sorry. This map is corn. It's complete chaos. It's like Eastwoods and Westwoods. It's very hard for Union to defend on this map. Because the corn is high enough where you can't see anywhere until someone is right on top of you. So it's hard to defend this as Union usually pulls off. They try to sit back and defend. Whereas CSA, their out of bounds point is this fence here. So usually if Union just holds back here, CSA can't get there because it's out of bounds. So CSA will cap the point as they're doing right now. And that'll force the Union to come out. It'll bring everyone's tickets down. Sometimes CSA can outright just hold this point once they take it. Because since Union's not in breaking yet, their fourth stage, they have to hold the point and Union has a chance to counterattack. But CSA can't outright hold it, but if they don't, if anything, this will bring everyone's tickets down, which is what you would want. So, with that all being said, the imbalance for this map is 13%, which is actually a lot less than what I was anticipating on this map. Would have thought it would be a lot higher in terms of tickets in favor of CSA. Meanwhile, weapons on this map, Union has 14th Brooklyn, which has the Enfield. And then their other regiment is the 6th Wisconsin with the Lorenz and the Springfield 61. That CSA company is still back there. What are they doing? I don't know if they realize they're on a different map, but, I mean, we can go look over there in a second after this charging is done.
Pull back, company B. Pull back.
The Union's got a lot of the basic infantry weapons that you would suspect. CSA's got Hampton Legion with Enfield and Springfield 61. Their other regiment, 1st Texas, has Springfield 42, which has buck and ball shoots with a shotgun. The 4 or 5 pellets go out. Each of them kill at very short ranges, which is where all this fighting is. They have the Enfield and the Springfield 55 as well, but they're all going to choose Springfield 45. Seriously, what is this company doing?
Alright, so make sure your shots count.
No.
Interesting. I don't know. Okay. To be frank, like, I know I'm kind of dogging on that, and it is kind of like, what the heck are you doing? Why are you just taking shots and staying back here? I remember when I first played War of Rights, and this was back in high school on another Steam account, where I was really excited to play Officer. So, like, my 3rd or 4th game, I took Officer. And we were playing Cook's Countercharge, which where's that? Because where's Dunker? Dunker's there. Cook's Countercharge is right here. And when we spawned in as Union, I thought we were playing as on Dunker, and so I took my guys down towards the Dunker Church, but I went out of bounds eventually and was like, well, what the heck happened? And let's just say we did not win that round. And so, obviously, when you're a new officer, you're going to make mistakes like that. you know, that's part of the learning experience. The unfortunate part is that there's usually only one active server in War of Rights. If you play private events, that's different. There's usually like 2 to 3 active servers in NA time, 1 to 2 in EU time, but they're locked. But in terms of public server, there's normally only one active server, and so only 8 people can play officer during a round. And that means the odds of you being able to get experience as an officer is pretty low. So the learning scale can be difficult for a new officer. Anyways, CSA pushing forward, charging in. They don't necessarily need the charge, but, you know, might as well. You can just see, I mean, it's hard to see anything up there. Imagine what it's like in the corn. So, CSA lose a flag. Charge is still pretty close. It looks like CSA is going to win that. Actually, it looks like, I mean, Union at least held the ground that they were. CSA survived the charge. Everyone survived. Flags were lost, though. So, yeah, you're going to learn things as you play the round. And that's just how it kind of be. I mean, it took me a year or so. It's not like it took me a year or so to figure out how the counterattack works in this game. It's not terribly difficult to understand. But when you're just playing the game and you don't really focus on that and try to learn it,
Get your fucking bayonet. They're still there.
it could take a while for you to learn. It took me a year. But now there is a good amount of tutorials like we have. 2 on this channel. One was released in 2022, one in 2024, which I would all go watch. You should also go watch it. One, because it gets me more views. But also, I truly think that that is one of the best tutorials for the game. I knew, at least when I first started the game, I wish I would have had something like that. Now, I don't know if something like that existed. But I've seen other tutorials, and I know it doesn't go in depth into everything, and I think our verbiage is the best. So, I would highly recommend watching that. If you're ever confused about something, or just putting a comment in the videos, and I'll be glad to respond and help you with that. So, CSA's been able to not lose the point. Union's kind of been charged a couple times, and they've held, but they usually get beaten pretty bad. And so Union now has 15 minutes to do this, and you can see the black timer stopped, and the Union side has lost a bunch of tickets. CSA has as well, but the biggest thing is that a bunch of tickets were lost, and the black timer has not gone down at all. Union here, as a defender, you want that clock to hit 0. And so you would much rather not be in a counterattack phase.
We're good.
Wait till he gets back, and then we're gonna go do shit.
So
Okay, oh yeah,
we'll see what Union does. Generally, you want to be quick with the counterattack because, as I just mentioned, everyone's losing tickets right now, and you don't. And the clock's not moving down. You want that clock to keep moving, so as Union, you need to retake the point quickly. One, because since Union's down on tickets, they'll regain up to the percentage of tickets that CSA is at. They'll do that, and then also too, they'll keep that black timer going. Which, honestly, at this point, I don't know if the black timer matters this much, because if anything, the black timer would get dropped to CSA hitting final push, which is their last stage, versus the clock just naturally going to 0. Because when CSA hit final push their last stage, that is when the black timer will drop.
Alright, double click south, double click south, double click south. Double click south, double click south with me.
So, I mean, normally there's chaos in Miller's Cornfield, but it looks like no one is organized here on this map. Like, I don't know why CSA is holding 10 years away from the point. Sure, they're hidden, but you could literally be, like, right next to the point right there, and you'll be hidden. I guess your flag could reveal you, but there's no point in being that far away from the point. Because the CSA, you want this counterattack to go as long as possible so that everyone loses tickets pretty fast. And that black timer doesn't go down. So, looks like CSA will get in time, though not all of Union was on point, which also is kind of a confusing thing. Union probing, maybe they're just trying to make sure they're not charging headfirst into a CSA team that has much superior weaponry to them, but they're about to get flanked and they didn't even realize it. They all just shot too.
Stab ones keep going, stab ones keep going, stab ones keep going, stab ones keep going, stab ones keep going.
And so CSA making some progress. Union first go down to engage. CSA shortly about to follow. And CSA will hold that. I mean, I want to look at... I mean, numbers are fairly even. I mean, Union has 11 guys on artillery versus CSA who only have 3. So that's 8-man imbalance there. CSA's already up 5 guys, so they're up by 15 infantry-wise. And 15 is usually the amount of people where it's like, okay, it's too many men for you to overcome the disadvantage in numbers. But especially on a mid to lower pop like this, that's a huge imbalance. And now, normally, like the normal balance, it's not that bad for Union, but the problem is they have a lot of guys on artillery, and artillery in this game is really, really bad. Artillery is great as a support unit. It is not good at doing its thing on its own. Because artillery will shoot, it'll hit a line, you'll see a lot of red blood, but it at most kills 3 to 4 people on average. Sometimes you'll get like 6, 7, 8, but that's very, very rare. If anything, you'll knock down that many guys, but you only kill a couple. And with those flags spawning somebody in every 5 seconds, those guys are going to be right back in. So artillery, if anything, should be used in support of infantry. So we're almost halfway through the counterattack. Union tickets don't really matter that much because they go up to the percentage of tickets that CSA is at. CSA tickets is what we're going to look out for, because that's the only thing that matters, because if Union retakes, then Union will go up to that, as I've said 2 times already.
Here come the rebels. Here they come, here they come. Oh, never mind,
But
it's friendly.
as of now, CSA is holding this point, and they're having no issue at all. I mean, I don't even know if we've seen Union already shoot yet. They probably have. I just haven't noticed. I mean, what are they doing over here? I mean, the problem is they're kind of blind shooting. And you got to be dead on to even get a couple kills. And that's hard to do. So
Nail point now.
Nail point now. Ah, so that shot was over, but they're going off the cap, the red bar on the top of your screen that's fully full around the compass. You could tell it was on point, and so I guess that's a smart little way to do that if you are the artillery. Meanwhile, the Union infantry looking to kind of circle around. They have 3 different groups, one in the center, one flanking around CSA left, and then one flanking around CSA right. CSA kind of blobbed up on the point. I don't know why that man shot.
That's red pants. That's red pants.
That shot from that one guy just let Willie P and his friendlies know that Union was right here. Otherwise, they might not have necessarily seen that, but they still have enough guys to do that. CSA flag runs off as well.
Get disconnected soon, so.
No.
Oh, right in the nuts.
And here comes Layton. And so CSA looks to win that, and they will. Maybe the flag bearer ran off, told his friendlies about the situation. Meanwhile, Union center is completely disorganized. Oh my goodness. And Union left is going to hit CSA right.
Here they come, boys. Prepare and give them steel. My thoughts exactly, soldier.
That officer was just staring, watch his men get into a melee and not bring out his pistol.
Save your ass.
Yeah. That's a newer officer too. Name I haven't recognized. You know, this always makes me wonder is when I played this in 2020, 2021, when you had 150, 200 man servers, I wonder if this is how, like, I mean, granted this is pubs, but I wonder if this is how spread out or how, like, tiny the engagements were. I wonder. But CSA, they're playing this well. CSA, for the most part, is sticking together, and they're blobbing up and just defeating the Union, who's trying to get very cute here. Union has not really blobbed up and charged in as a team, which they need to do that. That's the next thing they need to try doing.
Physically see a Confederate.
Alright, y'all hold on this fence with your loads. I'll be right back. Do not shoot.
Stay over here.
Alright, where's McLovin at? Okay, McLovin, it's quite obvious that wasn't a very good idea.
We're gonna just charge you right into
So
the front.
I think we should all come together as one company and execute every single rebel on that point.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Come on, company
let's
B.
go.
Yeah. Nope. Hey, they're thinking what I'm thinking. So, you know, that's another aspect about the game is trying to get all the officers agreeing to do something that is not always an easy thing to do. You still have a union group over here. Looks like CSA wasn't able to get the flag.
Probably.
But what are they
And
doing?
I've played it a lot, so I think I would probably know. Who knows? Who knows?
Okay, I hit it. I think they killed one of our...
I don't know what they're doing over here. That's the second company I've seen this game do nothing. And they're way off doing their own thing. It's like, what are you doing? Play the game! As intended. I should add the ending there. Anyways, Union dive bomb point. They're going to pick up their flags. Nice. CSA are holding really far back. Maybe they're just trying to hide with their flag, but Union's going to try to retake. CSA looking to collapse. And for now, yeah, at least Union's taking this back.
Shoot the Yankees, boys.
So Willie Pete bringing his guys up as well. And CSA, Huevo's getting a beautiful flank.
You came to the wrong place, you fucking Yankee son.
I accidentally took my bandana out. Now I'm gonna die.
And that was a long flank, but the 100% was worth it. Now, would they have won regardless of that? Yeah, probably if Huevos was in the midline, but it was cool. And it worked beautifully. And they got one Union flag. What are they doing?
Well, on the bright side, the next map is kind of good. I think.
The next map is Eastwoods. That's a CSA attack bias map. That is insanely CSA bias. The next map is not good, my friend. Luckily for you, I will not be recording that, as I have dinner, and then got to get ready for the next event. Maryland campaign, which I guess is the Manassas campaign now. They had 3 names to vote on. It was Richmond is a Hard Road, which is based on the song Richmond is a Hard Road to Travel. It's not a bad song. And the Manassas campaign, which is what they voted on. Everyone pretty much voted on that. And then they have the House United campaign, which is to make fun of the House Divided campaign. And they picked the Manassas campaign. I wonder why they switched it, but regardless, I guess it's the Manassas campaign now. Anyways, Union gathering up on that side. It looks like they're going to go straight in. This Union company is going back here.
Open fire, boys. Open fire. Come on, come on.
I mean, they see the CSA flags. And that's the thing, too, with the corn is that company, I don't know if they see them or not. Willie Pete does.
Raps to the left! Raps to the left! Raps to the left! Raps to the left! Raps to the left!
Yep. Come on, boys. Come on.
Nope, there comes that. Here comes Huevos. Huevos is everywhere. And that's going to be a Union down flag. Fortunate part for Union over here is I assume no communication is happening. And as a result, Union doesn't realize that they should have charged in by now. Nice volley, though. I will say, that's another issue, is that the Union has one company off doing its own thing and dying. And because of that, Union will never be able to fully outnumber CSA. Now, they're already outnumbered in the first place because so many of their guys are on artillery, but...
Hold your fire, hold your fire.
Do not fire unless you are instructed!
Hold fire, hold fire.
Do not aim or fire unless you are instructed! Wait for volley fire instructions! Welcome to the Civil
Remember,
War!
aiming with your stamina
You
too.
ain't willing to
Only
listen,
enemy tells you
play
to.
COD!
Okay, take aim. Directly at the point.
So, Union's got 3 minutes left on that time. This whole time, CSA's had control of the point. And right now, Union is volleying and shooting. Sitting and shooting does not do much for you in this game. The only time sitting and shooting does something for you in this game is if you're reforming your line after you got beat up in a charge, or your officers are trying to sit and figure out a plan. Which Union's not doing either of those things. Because right now they're shooting volleys.
Are we gonna do like one more volley and then we're gonna have to charge them or what?
They're kind of blind firing right now. I mean, they're shooting at point because they see CSA's on point. But you're still blind shooting. You're just shooting in a general direction and hoping you hit. But the problem is that you're shooting these volleys. You're hitting like 1 or 2 guys. And they're respawning in within 10 seconds. So, Union looks to charge at 30 seconds. And this will be the last charge of the game, probably. Union show no signs that they're going to be able to break CSA line here. But it looks like the last Union officer guys have spawned in, and Union's about to go. This is their last attempt, and then if this fails, they're going to just kind of bonsai from main spawn to point.
Up and over, Company A, up and over.
Charging.
CSA kind of off point, but CSA's been doing this the whole time and they've been able to show up, so there's no really concern there with them doing that. Honestly, here's another thing, is look how spread out Union is going into this as well. A lot of guys are still behind because they don't hear the order, they're reloading or whatnot, but honestly, you should have everyone up and over, get set, and then go. Because Union is trickling in here like crazy.
Banners down and hold, banners down and hold, banners down and hold.
Friendlies hit T. Watch for friendlies, gentlemen.
Melee mode, do not shout.
Keep pointed on them, gentlemen. Aim low. Shoot at their feet.
Here come more CSA to reinforce. Union still trickling forward. Both sides about to drop to the next stage. CSA taking losses. Union is about to hit breaking, but it's not like that's going to matter a whole lot.
I can't see nothing.
There you go. It's going to do the round here. So, a lot of mistakes here from both sides, which a lot of mistakes is going to probably favor the attackers just because defenders can't afford to do as many mistakes as the attackers. But besides that, well done CSA. They did what they needed to do to win. They capped point, and they just held Union charges. I mean, Union tried different stuff, which is appreciative, but it's just Union could not defeat CSA in detail well enough. I mean, the only way Union was going to be able to win that is if you saw how CSA was holding kind of far off the point and they were spread out. If Union would have not dived straight into the point, if they would have hit the outside groups, that could have been great. But obviously, I'm saying that, seeing the overhead view, what they did, knowing what they knew, really that's about as good as you can expect. So, with that all being said, I hope you all enjoyed and was able to learn something. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord, merch, X, Instagram, TikTok, and more. Those links are in the description. Regardless of all that, though, I appreciate you all being here. And, yeah. This is Miller's Cornfield for you. Complete chaos. Like East and Westwoods. Maybe a little worse. I know a lot of people don't like this map. But I always like watching it every once in a while. We'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your night.